So good morning, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Show. And today we have New York Jets new beat reporter Antwan Staley on the show today to go ahead and talk some Jets. So how you doing, Antwan?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. You ready to start?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, so starting off with our first question, what are your thoughts on the Jets roster, and do you think it's good enough to compete in the AFC East, but the AFC in general?
Yeah, I think so. I think they made some improvements, especially considering the team that they had last year. So, yeah, I definitely think I'm looking forward to seeing if they can, pull out some games against the Bills, the Dolphins, and also the Patriots too as well. But yeah, I think they made enough moves, especially getting Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and also Jermaine Johnson in the first round, and Brees Hall in the second to definitely make some headway in that division.
Oh yeah, the draft was just so huge for us. Getting Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed this offseason, it's just going to be huge. This cornerback group that's just going to lock down against teams like the Miami Dolphins, who did acquire Tyreek Hill and had Jalen Waddle since last season. So definitely feel like this roster has improved significantly, and competing in the AFC might be something we can do because we haven't done it in so long. Haven't won an AFC East game in like 2 years. So hopefully, you know, that time is coming. But do you think the roster is good enough to compete for the playoffs?
And some things break their way too. I definitely do. I mean, the defense is going to have to get better. I think last year they struggled, rushing the passer too as well, getting Carl Lawson back to go along with Vinny Curry and to go along with Jermaine Johnson. I definitely think it will help a lot in improving that secondary, as you touched about. DJ Reed too as well to go along with Sauce Gardner. Yeah, I think Jordan Whitehead, I definitely think is going to be a big addition too as well for that secondary. But yeah, I definitely think the defense really needs to improve, and also Zach Wilson needs to play better. If those two things happen, then and they stay relatively injury free, then I think they have a chance to at least compete for the playoffs.
I mean, definitely, this defense was, the worst group in the NFL last season. So if they can play better, which I definitely think they can do, with all the improvements we made and with Carl Lawson coming back, the defense playing better definitely should be something we see. But they, have to. And then Zach Wilson just has to take that next step. If not, we're, put into this rebuild mode all over again. And then do you think this New York Jets team has any players who could potentially make it to the Pro Bowl this season, or maybe even on an All Pro team?
Yeah, I like Tomlinson. I thought that was a really excellent pickup from the 49ers. I think he'll solidify that, the inside of the offensive line too as well. You look at somebody like a Carl Lawson, I definitely think could be somebody that, really puts has a big impact as far as the pass rush. And also Quentin Williams. Quentin Williams, I definitely think, he's looking for a new contract, and I definitely think you could potentially see a significant leap for him as well. But and I also wouldn't surprise me if Brees Hall and also Elijah Moore would have standout seasons and possibly play in a Pro Bowl too as well.
Oh yeah, Quentin Williams just has just been dominating training camp so far, including with Elijah Moore. And what are your thoughts on the training camp standouts we've had so far? Do you think what we've been seeing in training camp is gonna translate to the season? And what are your thoughts on like the training camp thing process so far? You've been around the NFL for some time. Have you really seen some of these like training camp stars with the Dolphins and the Panthers actually star in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you see those guys like come out and especially undrafted free agents and make a significant impact too as well. So yeah, having somebody like a Denzel Mims too, somebody that struggled his first couple of years in the league and now he's playing, a little bit better. His third year is definitely trying to remain to stay on the roster. Yeah, I'm not necessarily surprised. I really liked him coming out of college, and it just took him a little while to put it together at night too at the running back position from NC State. I was surprised he wasn't drafted at all, and for the Jets to get somebody like that as far as a free agent, pickup, I think it could be huge and be a depth spot for the team this upcoming year. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those two remain on the roster.
I mean, yeah, Van Knight, someone I was such a huge fan of whenever we signed him. I actually think he has a chance to make the roster this season. Call that a hot take or not. But, we touched upon Denzel Mims just now. What do you think the New York Jets should do with him? Is that someone you think we should go ahead and ship out, or is keep him on the roster, see if he can work on special teams?
I would like at least if somebody comes with you with a nice deal for a draft pick or like a third or fourth round potentially, then yeah, I think it's somebody you could potentially make a move. But also you remember Corey Davis, he had a significant injury last year, and you're going to have injuries throughout the course of the season. He may not be on the roster next year, so I would definitely consider keeping Mims there, and then just seeing if something might happen, and if you do, then you have somebody that can step up and make some big plays too as well. But yeah, unless somebody blows your way with a good deal for him, I definitely would keep him just in case of a major injury.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw Joe Douglas got a fourth round pick for Chris Herndon last season, so you never know what we could potentially get for Denzel Mims, especially if one of these teams just gets one of their best receivers taken down with injury. Some teams gonna get really needy, and who knows what they're gonna offer for Denzel Mims. And then for our final question, Dwayne Brown, we just brought him in for a visit. He's gonna be at the green and white scrimmage tonight. What are your thoughts on this Dwayne Brown visit? Do you think the New York Jets should actually go ahead and sign him? And a contract, what do you think a contract for Dwayne Brown would look like?
Probably like a 1 year deal, just nothing, too significant. But yeah, I definitely think it's a huge deal if they can do it because, obviously, with George Fence and also Bakad Betton, they're missing some time and injury history. I definitely think it's good to have that depth guy that can come in and play spots duty at the tackle position just in case you suffer an injury and get a guy like Dwayne Brown who ended up playing those 17 games last year. I think it's huge for this team. So yeah, I mean that would be significant, especially in this juncture, in this late into training camp. You can get a guy like that can come in and start if needed. So yeah, I definitely think you're probably looking at some kind of 1 year, few $1 million deal there. But the Jets definitely need to make it happen to provide some depth at the offensive line.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on the channel, man. Really enjoyed having you on. Is there anything you want to promote?
No, you just follow me on Twitter, Antwan Staley, and that's one of the best places to find me, and also work at the New York Daily News too as well.
All right, so make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. Check out his articles. We've already started pumping out some, so I'll link those down below in the description. But thank you so much for coming on the channel, man, and I'll see you guys, whenever I upload next.